Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It is time to go ahead and close out January and start on February with the first paycheck of the month. So let's go ahead and take a look at any last minute cleanup that I have to do for January. I apparently have 3 overspends, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. And I have 57 cents here, and I think that's interest from the high yield savings and probably the checking as well. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. So real quickly, we'll go to our first checking here. This Zelle is for ready to assign. And it's probably something to do with groceries, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. T-Mobile got charged. And then everything else has come in no problem. And then, yes, it looks like we did have some interest on the high yield, and that was 42 cents. And we actually already had some transfers for February come through. So I'll go ahead and approve those. Okay. And then Freedom here. So I did go to the gas station last minute on the 31st. And then I did make an order on Instacart for a couple of groceries that I needed. I really didn't want to because the fees, I don't have the Instacart membership. So the fees can be a little bit exorbitant depending on where you buy from, but I had some necessities and I couldn't leave the house at that time. So hopefully that's the only time this month that I use any type of grocery delivery. And then this nationwide pet insurance, we're going to go ahead and talk about that in a second here. I'm going to go ahead and enter it. And I don't currently have a category. I will be adding a new one in there in a little bit. So we'll go back to that. Okay, everything else here for the Sapphire. So this little nugget right here, this DoorDash, I canceled this after the last time I got charged. I made sure. I looked through everything, it was all gone, and I still got charged. I've already spoken to DoorDash. They said they don't see anything on their side, so they're not sure. Now, admittedly, I did speak to them when it was in pending status, but they did look at my account and they did say, yes, this has been canceled, so you should not have been charged. So I went ahead and spoke to my credit card company, and they did say they're going to go ahead and reverse it, but it takes about 24 to 48 hours for that to happen. And I just did that last night. So I'm going to leave this in here for right now. But I'm hoping that this is going to be reversed because I made sure with both the actual company and the credit card company that this is going to be taken care of. This should not have been gotten charged. I don't know how it got charged in the first place because I made sure. So hopefully this gets handled within the next week. For right now, it is in my card, so I am going to count it on here so that everything is correct. Even though it hurts, it really, really hurts because it should not be there at all. Okay, let's look at the budget real quickly. Where is the second? So we have the 42 cents interest that we're going to add to the high yield. There we go. Oh, and before we move on, hey, I have a cursor, I have a mouse, I have an actual keyboard. No floating keyboard at the moment. My brother has graciously allowed me the use of his laptop so I can go ahead and, have a little bit better, a little bit more of a streamlined look to this, not have that floating keyboard everywhere. So I'm very grateful. And hopefully, I should be getting my computer back by the end of this month. So I'm very excited. Okay. Let's see. There was more interest, right? There was a little bit more interest. Did it come from the checking account? Yes, there it is. So that's the other portion of interest. 15 cents. It's not a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it under the ready to assign. I'm not going to just put it anywhere. So let's see. We have $86. We have a couple of overspends here. This monthly fee was because of the previous time that DoorDash got charged where I didn't cancel it in time, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this. And then for this one, I'm going to assign the remaining of this to that. And I actually, let me come in here real quickly. Okay, so part of this, it should be technically a split because I got ready to eat food from the grocery store to eat. So part of it should be like takeout or something. So it should go in like the food delivery category, but I'm just going to leave it in the grocery category and I'm just going to transfer funds over to cover. So let's see. I'll cover with food delivery and oh my goodness, 36 cents, really? I'll cover that with the remainder of my gas budget. Okay, there we go. So that should be everything. So now one of the things that I wanted to do towards the end of a month is anything that I had left over, like the $3 on Bastion's category, the 96 cents from T-Mobile, these $11 here. Let me see if I have something in here. The 22 from Beauty and Clothing. So I wanted to go ahead and reset these. So I have $49 left. I'm not taking money from the auto fund, which actually I'm gonna rename this to car fund. It's a little bit easier to say. So I'm gonna rename that to car fund. And then I did take out the Chewy from Bastion just because in case there's anything additional that I want to put in there, so I'll just pop whatever it is in there because it could be treats, it could be other things for him. So as opposed to just food. So I'll have that in there. So we have $49.96. And I did want to go ahead and get this up to 300. Let's see. So that leaves us with $38.77, and whatever remainder I had left for the month, I wanted to go ahead and move it over to my savings, and I will do the transfer if I haven't done it already, because I think I already calculated it and did a transfer earlier. So I transferred $38.53, which is what I thought it was, not 38.87. So I'm gonna put 38.53 in here. Okay. So this 24 cents, I have 24 cents that I'm not sure where it came from. Let's see. I had the 15 cents interest from the checking. Did I have interest from in here? No. This is the checking account that I just use to pay the car. So that's pretty much always reconciled. I had 42 cents on interest that I already moved from. I guess I just miscalculated because I tried to do it just on my own and I just had 24 cents left over from something that I took. So I'm not going to do a transfer for 24 cents. So this 24 cents will just be added to the total for the paycheck that I got for February, which was 1,505 and 76 cents, which with that little amount extra, it'll be 1,506. So I'll take it. It's fine. I did want to go in a little bit into sort of my second half of my whole budgeting package of what I use to kind of keep track of where I'm at. So YNAB is really good for month to month viewing the expenses and trying to analyze where you could change some spending, where you might need to sort of hone in on what you're spending, or maybe where you need to spend more. You know, it's not always just about spending less, it's also about spending mindfully. For me, because I have certain goals that I want to hit this year, I do have an annual budget that I made for myself. It's just two really big things. It's the most important goals that I have for this year, as well as just sort of a forecast look into how I think the spending is going to go and where I want to really focus my energy on. I do have 10 goals for this year. One of them that's going to be done this month, and I'm so excited, is paying off the vet bills for our cat Snow, who passed away last year. And there's literally only $308.25 left, and I want to do one payment towards the second half of this month to get that done. My car insurance bill, I did go ahead and lower it. It's $355 a month now, which is higher than what I had it, but my portion is only $130 as opposed to the $201 that I was spending before. So I'm going to mark that complete. And I did make the change in January, but it truly takes effect this month. So I'm going to mark it as this month. I'm just going to put in here that the new amount, I can write, I know how to write. There we go. The new amount is 130. The car repair, I really want to get that done by March, no later. And the car maintenance towards the middle of the year. The phone bill is another thing that I want to go ahead and work on. I'm probably going to go with either like Metro or Mint or some of those that are like a lot lower. That's hopefully going to happen in the next few months. I gave myself until June. I want to do it earlier. I really want to do it earlier. But we still have 2 watches with T-Mobile that we have to finish paying. Technically, for the watches, we got one essentially for free with 24-month credits, and the other one down to just $4 a month because everything else is paid with credits. But we don't want to wait that long. I think it would be done by around September this year. I don't want to spend up until September paying 200 and something dollars to T-Mobile anymore. So we're probably going to go ahead and pay those off. There's about 100 left per watch, so 200 and something in total. That's pretty easy. My boyfriend has already said that he's going to go ahead and pay that for us. And then I just do all of the necessary changes since I am the main on the T-Mobile account. And hopefully by next month, I can get that squared away and the payments will be much lower. The roof, I want to pay it off this year. That's the $4,000 loan. I have it set for October. That's my goal. That's my target month. It's a little bit aggressive. If I look at what I'm paying here, you'll see right here, I'm doing 300 this month. And then in March, because the vet bills will be done, I'm going to go aggressive to 800. and then 800 in April, 6, and then 1,000 in June, and the final payment in July of 317. So aggressively, I want to get it done by July. A little bit more realistically, I've given myself till October because you never know what's going to happen during these months. I might have to reallocate some of those funds to something else if an emergency happens or just anything that can come through. For me, my budget is never 100% set in stone. There's so many things that could happen, and I don't have a fully funded emergency fund at this time. So I need to be aggressive and cautious at the same time. I have to do both at the same time. It's the way that I feel that things are going. For the car, I want to pay at least 3,000 in the forecast. I do have in here that I'm going to be paying up to 3,500. Again, if needs come where something happens, then I have 500 that I don't necessarily did not really have in my goals. So I could take those 500 from this and put it to something that might be an immediate need at the time, as long as I get to pay 3,000 this year. Most of the year it'll be $200 because I'll be really focusing on the roof. And then after that, I'll bring it up a little bit, but it won't be as aggressive. It won't be $1,000, it won't be as aggressive as the roof. For my 401k, which is taken directly from my paycheck, I want to put at least 32. I think last year I put somewhere just shy of 3,000. Not a lot, not the best. That's because last year I brought down the percentage that I was putting in from the paycheck because of everything that happened. I needed more money in my account. I think this year I'm going to bring up some of those percentages again to be able to start putting in a little bit more. And then for the high yield savings, which is where I'm keeping my emergency fund or my peace of mind fund. Let's not have any emergencies this year. I want to at least have 4,000 by the end of the year. This is another one that I'm tackling aggressively, where the year forecast, I have it set to 5,200 with a couple of months being at $800. And this would be where the roof would be done. So I would have additional money to be able to put in here, at least 4,000 in here. I will be satisfied. The pink amounts that you see on this are where I'm going to have specific changes to a certain budget. For example, the groceries, I'm doing 500 right now, but I do want to bring that down. I want to get to a point where I'm able to know exactly what I would need so that I could start bringing it down. And I have it set to be brought down by $25 every 3 months. So in April, I'll be putting $475 to the budget. In July, $450, and in October, $425. That way I can start bringing down how much I'm spending, because $6,000 a year on groceries, it's a lot. But yes, that's what I use. The YNAB and these Google Sheets is kind of what I use to be able to keep myself on track a little bit. I did have one of these for last year, but it completely got destroyed in January and I was never able to really follow it for the rest of the year. I'm hoping that this year will be different and I'll be able to go ahead and follow the plans I have and be able to reach my goals. I've already cleared one. I'm very happy about that. I just need to clear the other 9. I wanted to go ahead and, since we have January completed, I wanted to go ahead and just reflect a little bit on the expenses. So one of the reports that I use from YNAB is the income versus expense. And I just want to see from last year, the last 3 months of last year to now, how everything is kind of going. So for income, it's pretty consistent. I mean, there's not too much change. In terms of my paycheck, one of the reasons that is so discombobulated from December is because I overspent heavily in November. So I had to take a portion of December paycheck to added to November. So that I was able to clear everything and not have anything in the negative. So that's why this year I have such a big push to use just the paychecks for that month on that month's expenses and not have anything where I've overspent to the point where I have to use some money from next month's paycheck to clear the previous month. Oh, that does remove the total there. Okay, I'll leave that up. So for fixed expenses, fashion is pretty standard, 50 something. November, again, I did overspend quite a bit in November for a couple of things. And I will say the biggest overspend in November was concert tickets. It was concert tickets. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna try to make excuses. It was a hard year and I wanted to get myself something. And that's what I got myself. Concert tickets. Did I have the money for it? Yes. Did it clean me out in a way that any overspending was always going to fall to next month's income? Yes. There is no, there's no excuses on it. It is what happened, and it is what I essentially gifted myself for Christmas and my birthday and any other holiday that you could possibly think of. And I don't regret it. It's here, it's there, I have them, I'm going in June. But it's definitely not a type of expense that I would do again anytime soon. So, yeah, that happened. We moved past it. Okay. Allstate is new. The monthly fees, they did go up a little bit in November, but I've been working them on getting them down. That DoorDash thing, I hope that gets cleared up. As soon as that gets cleared up, I haven't canceled my account, like deleted my account completely as a precaution, just in case my bank comes back to me and says, oh, hey, how do we know this is real? I could be like, I talked to this person on this day at DoorDash, the help center at DoorDash, and they said, no, just tell your bank to remove it, and they need to talk to us. Just give them my name, and this is their name. So I don't wanna delete the account just yet until they get that cleared up. And then once it's cleared up, I'm removing my cards from there and completely deleting it. State Farm is gone, and T-Mobile is still here, and I'm hoping to get rid of it soon. Food delivery is such a win for me. It is such a win for me. Look at this, guys. 143 in October, 200 in November, another 200 in December, down to 57. $57. I have to say, it wasn't easy. The amount of times that I wanted to go ahead and just purchase something because I didn't want to cook and I didn't want to eat what we had, but no, I stuck to my guns, and I am hoping that it goes this way for the rest of the year. Gas is pretty spot on, usually no more than 60. It is going to go up this month because I am going to go visit my boyfriend. So I did bring it up just for the trip. Groceries, even with all the zelling back and forth, and you could tell that I still, for the last month of 2024, December and January, I still did really, really well. I was at 500, if not more. I don't remember September, but September was not great. I think September food delivery was $400. I know that is outrageous. The only thing that I will say about that is that I was really feeling that burnout from everything else and didn't have energy to do anything except take care of my dad. Towards the end of last year, I was my mm, it was a little dark. It was a little dark. But I'm feeling much better. I definitely think that December was a turnaround month for me. November and December, things just, I took time for myself away from everything. I mobilized the troops that are here with us to help out more, be more consistent in the help. And I think that really eased a lot where I was napping whenever I could. I was getting more sleep that I needed, that I had been missing for so many months at that point. And I think just being able to take time to myself to rest and de-stress was magic. So, yes, a lot of overspending and misuse of funds last year. And a lot of it did have to do with just not having the energy to do anything for anyone else or myself after doing days and days and days, day in and day out of taking care of someone else. You definitely have to find time for yourself in between all of that, and it's difficult when you're not used to it. So it happened. I misused my funds and I overspent heavily on things that were not needed, including the concert tickets. But at this point, what is regret going to do for me? So I'm just going to move on. We've had a really good start. January is looking really good. It's kind of in line with December. So I'm hoping to keep bringing those expenses down and putting more and more into my savings, which my annual budget has shown that hopefully I can get to that $4,000. Okay, enough reminiscing. Let's go ahead and go to February. And of course, I've already spent. There's already been spending in February. Oh, this $9.99 for DoorDash. I'm gonna move that to the monthly fees. There we go. Um, Real quickly, the YNAB might look a little bit different from what you've seen in my previous videos, and that's because I have Toolkit for YNAB, which is an extension on. So it gives you a little bit more settings that you could customize and add. So this blue, this really dark blue over the month, the current month, is something that makes it a little easier just to verify, oh, I'm in the month that I need to be in. These days of buffering, this target shows you essentially your targets that you've inputted without you having to click on every single one individually. So it just shows you kind of how much you're wanting to have for the month and things like that. So let's see. I don't need to fund Allstate. Bastion, I'm gonna fund half because I don't think I'm going to go over that. He's not been eating his wet food as much anymore. He's been loving his dry food, so I might cut out the wet food for right now and just buy dry food. So I don't think I'm going to need much more than just the half. So I'll just fund that there. Monthly fees, I do want to go ahead and fund. Let's see. I don't want to fund food delivery right now or the second half. Okay. Oh, before I forget, I do need to add a new fixed one in here. Okay. So I'm going to bring this down. So this is going to be 130 a month. And I know, you just brought down your car insurance and you're looking to bring down T-Mobile. Why are you adding something new? Because I have a cat. I have a cat, and even though he is extremely healthy, I've been seeing a couple of things and I want to get ahead of it. This might not be something that I keep for the next year moving forward, but it's definitely something that I want to go ahead and handle right now and have as a precaution. Now, 130 is two different types of expenses. I have a wellness plan with a specific provider, and I have a plan for accidents and illness with an actual insurance, vet insurance company that I can go to any provider. Next year, I'm going to go ahead and actually this year, sometime towards the end of this year, I'm going to go ahead and cancel the wellness and I'm just going to keep the accident and illness. So I'm going to be saving money for any wellness exams after the fact. The place where I have the wellness exams discount that they give is too far from me, and he hates the car, and I feel like I'm torturing him when he's in the car that long. So I'm going to find a vet that's near me. So it is going to go down in price. Yeah, monthly. I don't know what day this is going to take effect because they haven't approved it yet. They might need a like a comprehensive exam or something just to make sure that he doesn't have pre-existing conditions, which he doesn't as far as I am aware. His last comprehensive exam last year was good. It was all good. So, but it is a just in case. And then the one, I think, was it here or yes. So that's what this is. And 117 is just the rate to start it, but I think it's about 80 something dollars a month. So it'll all even out. At some point, it'll all even out. So I'm going to go ahead and fund this. I'm going to fund it just for what I need. Okay. And I do need to fund these right now. Well, not snow, but the roof and Volvo. And I'm actually going to do 300 here because that's what it's going to be for this month. Okay, let's see what else. I don't think I need to fund anything else at this time. Annual subscriptions, I'm going to go ahead and hide that. I don't have anything until a couple of months later. You know what? No. I should keep it up there because if I hide it, I don't know if I'm going to remember. I don't know if I'm going to remember if I about the subscriptions when they come, and I don't want them to take me by surprise. So with regards to the groceries, I was wondering if I should go ahead and either combine it into one grocery budget and then have a second for any Zelle refunds so I could pop in the total of what I purchased that's supposed to go to somebody else that pays it, and then they pay me back on it so I can keep a track of my own, which is the 500, because I did keep track of it and it was accurate towards the end, but it doesn't seem that way because of everything extra that I purchased for other people that then they pay me back for. So I'm wondering if I should do that, and that way I can see a bit of a more clearer picture. I'll keep thinking about it. Let me know any suggestions on that if you guys think that's a better idea or not. I'd be interested to see your thoughts on it. I do still have 343 to put in. Oh, the 50 for this did go in already, so I want to make sure that's funded. As for the emergency, the peace of mind, and 293.62. Okay, I'm gonna fund half of what I need for the car. And this fund half button is also something that came from Toolkit by YNAB. And then 143. Everything that I need to fund is funded. I've never had this problem. Or at least I haven't had this problem in about a year where I have extra money and I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I'm being too like specific on it, but I want to fund necessities for the moment first, of course. And I really don't want to fund food delivery until the second half because I think that's going to be really helpful to keep it down and keep it low, which is the same reason I don't want to fund the second portion of groceries either, because if I see it there, I think it's okay if I go a little over, and it really isn't. It really isn't. I don't want it to be okay. Where do I put this? You know, let's actually just go ahead and put the entire thing to the car fund because I do want to get the car done. And like I said previously, I am going to go visit my boyfriend towards the end of this month. And if I'm able to get the car fixed ahead of that, that would be fantastic. Because I do think with this, I might have the money available now because I have 893. I think I'm gonna go ahead and schedule that visit for the car. The visit, like a doctor's visit. I'm gonna go ahead and schedule the appointment for the car to be fixed, and I will have to wait with it. So hopefully it'll be not too long, maybe a couple of hours only, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, I think that is it for today. I don't have anything else. Definitely in my quick budget update, I hope to have good news about the DoorDash 9.99 that came in that has been removed, and I have closed the account. I no longer have it, so I will definitely let you guys know then how that goes and anything else new that happens. All right, thank you so much everyone for watching, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.